Name game. We're in the morning.
Hello, everyone. Hi. Hold on a second. I'm too low. Wow. Hi. Am I where I want to be? I feel like I am. I am. Right? Am I? Eh. Wait. Eh. Hello. Wait. Hello. Hi, everyone. Hey. How are you doing? It is I, Trooper SJP, and this is the Academic Foxhole, and I have got too many cables in my mind at the moment, and they're intertwined in ways that I do not want them to be. Okay, here, go. Yes, that's it. There. Hi. How are you? Um, what's going on? It's Thursday, which is PS Mac Thursday. We're playing Disco Elysium, and no, I didn't even. No, Krellin, I did not have time to change my shirt, so I'm still in professor drag a little bit. I did take off my jacket because I have a linen sport coat that I was wearing, and I took it off so that I because it's hot. Yes, I am gonna sing for Kuno though. By the way, Kuno only listens to emo. That's probably true. Need to sing "Where the Money" in the style of Earth, Wind, and Fire for today. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Uh, wow. Uh, too many Kunos all up in this district. So,
Name game.
oh, hey, okay, we got all the things to do. So do you know what I really need? I need a zip tie. I need a zip tie because my headset is sort of broken. Hold on. I have a rubber band, and I'm going to try to rubber band this into place right now so that what happened was I did use super glue on it, but that didn't fix the problem. And right now, this is like a very nice set of this headset is very nice. It's studio monitors. It's for remixing, and I got it because I do audio stuff, and I wanted a good headset for it. But it's also quite nice to wear it when I'm just hanging out with you all. It's a nice headset. But the only my problem, is that the plastic bits that hold the there's like a little plastic bit here that holds the ear cuff, right? So you can then like move it up and down and all of that business here, right? And this thing ends up, because it's made of plastic, not metal like the rest of it. This is Rode. It ends up breaking. And this one already broke one, so you can see I put the little zip tie on it I used some super glue, and then I put this little zip tie on there to reinforce it. And I was like, while it was drying, I was like, I'll just keep it on there. And then it happened to the other side too. And I did do the little zip tie and the crazy glue, but it didn't stick. It just broke right now again. So I was like, I will do this as a stopgap. It's a little janky, but I feel like we can survive it. I'm in the uniform of my alter ego, Super Prof. MacGyver recommends duct tape for everything. Praxis, Trooper, remind me to send you the thing, because I figured out how to do it. Remind me. Okay. Send me the thing, because you figure out how to do it. Yes. Trooper, I had a hilarious blooper in public speaking today. I want to hear about it. Gaffer's tape cures all. Also true. Crow says, so how close to CR are you planning on streaming tonight, given your late start? Lindy, I want to stream until 9:30 so I can order takeout so I can, Lindy's asking me a question about when I'm going, did I eat something? Okay, so Lindy, I have my electrolyte drink. It's a homemade electrolyte drink. It's really good, and it has some calories in it. And I'm drinking that. So that's real good. Did I? Prax is asking an inappropriate question, which is, did I eat today? I have not yet eaten today because it sort of I had to go to class earlier than I wanted to, and then I didn't get any food in before class, and then I was in class, and then I was gonna eat after class before stream because I have like an hour and some before. But then I was talking to students because they had papers due, and they wanted to talk about the papers, and so I didn't actually get out of the building until like 15 minutes ago. So I haven't yet eaten, but I am drinking my electrolyte drink, which is made out of stuff. So it's really delicious. It's homemade. It's really good. I made it myself. I recommend it. It's super tasty. It's coconut water and lime juice and pink Himalayan salt and some strawberries and some honey. Super delicious. Yeah, that's what I'm going to tell you. Zip tie it on clip the tails, then super glue the tie in place. Oh, then super glue the tie in place as support. Oh, that's a good idea. Thank you, Volpez. Game volume is a touch loud. I can fix that. We'll see how that goes. I just turned it down. Thank you, by the way, because you don't have to switch the volumes when I'm going in between streams, so just let me know, and then we'll find out. I suppose is not eat most days. I usually eat something. It's just that I do not think I've gone a day without eating at all. It's just that sometimes I eat kind of late because, like, when it's a really busy day, I sometimes do not eat until after class. And if people keep me really late after class, then sometimes I don't eat until kind of late. So, yeah. I'm very disappointed. Keep a snack. You know, Volpez, I understand about the snack thing, but here's the problem. I stay masked in school because everybody's getting COVID and I stay masked. And to eat, I have to unmask. And if students do not leave me alone nonstop, if there's no time when I'm not around a student, then I do not have the space to eat. And I have built into my schedule blocks of time where students are not supposed to be talking to me, but then they talk to me anyway because they all have things they need to talk about. And so then I talk to them, and then they just kind of fill up all of my space. And then so sometimes I don't get to eat until I leave school. So, you know what I mean? Like, because I can't. Yeah. By the way, they're all coming down with COVID. Atomica says, I went last out of 17 students, had a nearly perfect speech on Hornelson. My teacher praised me for being the only person to use the floor space instead of being a statue, and was super happy about performance, except I forgot to injure myself in the opening. That does happen. That happens. Thank you, Hawkeye, for the stuff to keep my blood sugar. And here's what's really, by the way, I sometimes have like little snacky things, but I kind of don't have any snacky things either. I need to make cookies. I need to make food, but that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. Yes. As long as the calories aren't getting into your face hole. You know, that sounds like, no, there's like 150 calories in this. There's about 150 calories. So that's some caloric intake, and then I'll just eat a whole bunch more. Yes. I'm just catching up on chat. Don't sort calories. Yeah. We're all disappointed Witchbird does not take good look. I was just talking about that with somebody today about how I'm a little frustrated at how everything is, like, school stuff is getting pretty heavy in ways that impact my ability to take a bike ride, which I have not done since before Seattle, or cook food, etc. It's fine, though. I don't have any chocolate. Wait, I do have chocolate. Hold on. I stay masked in certain sections of my workplace. Yeah, I do too. Hey, Anarchdovey, when I haven't had a chance to eat something, I eat something like a chocolate bar, something like a muesli bar, just up blood sugar. Actually, I had a thought. Everybody's getting COVID, dun dun. These guys. Everybody's getting COVID. The coughs were rough and rasping. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Yeah, yeah. Hey, you know what you just reminded me, by the way? I actually, here, hold on. Will you give me like 2 seconds? I've got to grab something from a drawer, and then I will show it to you. Hold on. I've got something in a drawer. You just reminded me. Hold on. Okay. So I have something to share with you. It's so good. I got it. If you were here, you would get care packages for Denise. It's just what happens when the school year starts. I would also like to point out that coconut water is the reverse of calories. It's a diuretic. Well, but it's still calories. So I've got all these faculty meetings, just like a bunch of faculty meetings all the time. It's really terrible. And they like to make them lunch meetings. We're like, here, we're gonna have lunch. I was like, I'm not taking off my mask to eat lunch with you all in this small room. Come on now. So anyhow, the last faculty meeting I went to, they gave us chocolate because I did not have any chocolate, but they gave us chocolate, which means I now have chocolate, which means I can have some chocolate while we are playing Disco Elysium. Not reverse of calories, but reverse hydration. Yeah. I also am sort of out of. I need to do dishes. It's fine. I need to do dishes. It's great. Don't even worry about it. Well, then eat some chocolate to make everyone leave it alone. See, chocolate. Okay. So I love you all. I'm so happy to be here and not teaching. I love teaching, but I'm happy to be here with you all where I get to relax a little bit and enjoy myself. Okay, so we're playing Disco Elysium. I feel like there are things I wanted to tell you. I think it's about Anarch Dovey. Did I want to say something about Anarch Dovey? Did I? Hold on. I think I did. I think I did want to say something about Anarch Dovey. So about Anarch Dovey, it's not just me that harasses her, but I feel good about that. No, I feel good about it too. So I think Anarch Dovey, yeah? Yeah, yes. Anarch Dovey has been doing work on the Finnish game Praedor. 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 Praedor? Praedor. How many syllables? How many syllables? 2 or 3? Anyway, this Praedor, 3 syllables. 1,000 syllables. Anyway, all the work that Anarch Dovey's been doing on it has made me really jealous. Not jealous, but jealous is not the right word. Made me think, oh, I wish I could speak Finnish. Most non-English languages that are not French do not use letters needlessly. Praetorian. I wish I spoke Finnish and then I could read that book. Because all the things that Anarch Dovey is saying about it sound really interesting, and I wish I could read it and play it. But then I also wish I could read Brazilian, because there's some non-translated Brazilian RPGs as well. And that's the thing. I just can't learn all of the languages, but I wish I could, because that would be really nice. Most non-English languages that are not French do not use letters needlessly. Portuguese, yes. I wish I knew Portuguese, and also Finnish, and also Russian, and also Cantonese. and Yiddish, and Italian, and French, obviously, Swahili. Look, I just wish that I knew all of the languages. Yes, I wish Krillin, I wish I could speak every language. That's really what it is. Because if I could speak every language, that would be awesome. Basically, Trevor wants to be a polyglot. Yeah, it's true. I've tried working on it, and however, my HTML skills are non-existent, and a lot of tutorials are not much help. Ugh. Yeah. Trevor should get in touch with Wraithboard. I do. I want the language! Exclamation point skill. Krillin knows how to use bang skills properly. I appreciate that. I was just thinking about something game related, and I will tell you that after I do this, because there's a thing I need to do. Let me move this up here so that I have that. Right, so I have to tell you something, and it's important, and it is the name game. Come on, everybody. I said, now let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name, I treat it like it wasn't there. And then a B or an F, or an M will appear. And then I say bo at a B, then I say the name, then banana, fanner, and info. Then I say the name again with an F, very plain, then a fee, fi, and a mo. Then I say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can rhyme. Hawkeye, 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 bo buckeye, banana, fanna, for fuck eye, fee, fi, mo, mock eye. Hawkeye, There's another one. Wait. Atomica, who did you give it to? I don't see it. Where did it go? Atomica. Wait. Barentor. But if the first two letters are ever the same, I drop them both and say the name. I like Bob. Bob, drop the B's, Bo, or Fred. Fred, drop the F's, fo, red. Oh, Mary, Mary, drop the M's, mo, airy. That's the only rule that is contrary. Barentor, bo, Erentor, banana, fanna, fo, Ferentor, fee, fi, mo, merentor. Barentor, the name game. So you may have wondered why I have moved this headset off my ear cup. It's because these are very good headphones, and they are noise canceling headphones, and I do not have my voice in the mix at all, so when I have them both on, I cannot hear myself. So it's a bit easier to sing if I remove one ear cuff, ear cup, ear thing, ear thing. Everything but Esperanto, that's just dead. But Trevor wants to speak. I do want to speak dead languages. Like, if I could speak, look, there's so many dead languages that I would love to be able to speak. That would be so cool. Wraith is currently an ambassador due to his dialect portfolio. Oh, that's cool. Action ambassador assistant, yet does work for promotion. Oh, that's so cool. Yes. Earpiece. I always think of an earpiece is like being something that goes in the ear, and this is like an over the ear thing. You mean earway inhay. As a matter of fact, I do actually mean that, Vulpes, because we did get some bits from Krellin, because Krellin wants me to sing to Kuno. Kuno, I feel like, is not going to appreciate my singing, but that's okay. You know? Nonetheless, I am going to sing We're in the Money, as sung by Ginger Rogers in the film Gold Diggers of 1933, which means I'm going to sing it in Pig Latin. And so, without further ado, wait. I need to remember email San Francisco Shakespeare Company. Just remind me I have to email them. Follow-up email. Just remind me after this show's done. Irway and hey, the anime. Irway and hey, the anime. Way at Gilly up, way up, way up, way at way to Ted Gilly young way. Irway and hey, the anime. The ice skates are on, say. Old man did yes and pray, we are a hooray, you stand way hungry. It redly Ansley, way at Briansley, day. And we see the anly look like the I get in the IA. We're in the money, we're in the money. We've got a lot of what it takes to get along. I need to tell you all something. I want to tell you something. So, you know, teaching, semester started. I'm in the teaching space. And, I want to, teach you all things. Like, I want to do another music history lecture because for you all, because I really enjoy, also sharing knowledge with people who are not currently in college. And I would like to do another charity stream where I do some music. I just don't have the time at the moment, and I've got to figure out when I would have time. But I'm going to figure it out because I want to do another one. And since finally recordings before 1923, 1924 are now in the public domain, I should be able to do a music history stream on stuff before then. I just need to contact Twitch to make sure that they're not going to be weird. And they probably still will be anyway, even though I'll still be flagged for violating copyright, even though it's the public domain. And then I'll just have to appeal it. But nonetheless, I want to do it. I just don't know when I'm going to do it, but I really want to because I was just teaching today about the Harlem Renaissance, and that stuff is not in the public domain yet. But I was teaching about New Orleans jazz just the week before, and I just felt like you would enjoy some of this stuff, and so I need to do something about it, and I will. I just want you to know that I was sort of missing you all because I was thinking about you all. Otherwise, I could run for people in the English and translate rules on the fly system, but my translation probably wouldn't be the best. But it is something at the very least. Would love to talk about setting itself because that in of itself is really interesting. I would love to know more about it. Kuno is a secret Disney stan, I feel. Maybe, actually. Way to knock that over. Kuno would be an open Disney stan, but he's afraid of Kuno West would stab him if he was. See, that's the thing. Kuno West is a little violent. Musical side quest. Side note, I'm still harassing people for musical notation for possible banter thing. I've got to listen to it. Let me listen to it. It's one of those things where I've just gotten past the saddle thing. I've got a couple more things I've got to do for my ludomusicology class. And then I'll have a little bit of breathing room, I hope. Chase, wrote a play about it. I don't even want to eat up the stream talking about it, even if it's my fixation right now. Well, I do want you to, post on it because I want to post it in the Discord because I want to hear about it. I'm enjoying reading up on it. So I say, let me know about it. Here. We're going to actually just bring up the game so we get some gameplay in because we started so late. I'm so sorry about that. I should have been able to get out of school earlier, but I didn't. So Kuno's here. I don't know what we're going to do. We have to talk to Kuno, and I don't want to talk to Kuno because it's always so troubling. Yeah. Okay, well, let's say hi to Kuno. Probably won't need it till January, February. Okay. I could buy those pants, by the way, but it would take up a lot of my money. Well, they give me savoir-faire and physical instruments. Very exciting. That's great. I took care of the drug situation. We're going to say it. Yeah, that's not how this is going to go. Aren't you going to ask how I got past your dad? He nods approvingly to the lieutenant. By kilo, you mean gram, right? Uh-huh. I'm keeping it. You don't need more drugs. You're 12. He's 12? Kuno does have a vivid imagination. I'm keeping it, and I'm doing it all myself. I'm not ready to make this. Yeah, no. I'm keeping it. You don't need more drugs. You're 12. That's what I'm going to say. It's going to cause a problem. I know it, but still, we're not going to give the kid drugs. Come on now. Come on now. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Kuno's not going to be my friend anymore. But look, come on. Kuno will remember this. Yeah, I'm not giving you the drugs. This is staying with me. He turns to me. I'm going to say, Kuno, I met your dad. That's what I'm going to say. Kuno, your dad is a half-dead alcoholic. He was sleeping under some clothes. Whatever scary thing he might have been, now he's nothing. No, his dad is not dead. He's just a real broken down alcoholic. The whisper comes smaller than usual. Yeah, there is. I know. You don't have to turn into that. No? The relief is palpable. Little hat jumps up and down behind the fence. No, 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 no. I looked around in there and it's not the easy life you've got going on in that apartment. I'm going to say the last one. I'm going to say that one. There were tons of unpaid utility bills there. Let me guess. Kuno's dad doesn't give a shit about them. I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking. That's no place to live in. You have to find somewhere else. That's not a useful thing to say to this kid, right? He's got nowhere else to live. Heck, Kuno West just showed up from off the street in the middle of the rain, and she clearly has nowhere else to live. If they had somewhere else to live, I feel like they would have lived there. Do you know what I mean? I feel like that's I'm also not going to tell the 12-year-old to get a job. Also, I feel like he has a job and it's selling drugs. Yeah, so I'm absolutely not going to tell the kid to get a job. And I also feel like you have to find somewhere else. I don't think that's a good thing to say. I think I got a change of topic, but I mean, I suppose I could say that's no place to live in. You have to find somewhere else, but I just don't think he's going to respond well to that. And I also think it's actually not the greatest thing to say, because if it were just that's no place to live in, I might have said that. But that you have to find somewhere else to live, it doesn't feel. Kuno works under the table. Yeah, it does not feel. That doesn't feel right. Like, you have to find somewhere else to live. I don't know. It could be. It really depends on the tone, right? If I had the right tone, I would say that. But I just don't know if it's actually. I don't know if it'll come off the way I want it to. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? What do you think, y'all? Do we take that number one, or do we just change the topic? It's hard because I feel like changing the topic feels like failure, but maybe it's not. This kid doesn't have electricity in his house, which means he probably doesn't have heating, and it's snowing right now. And I suspect his dad was super violent and is now just like liver cirrhosing all over the place. I mean, he's 12, leaving might not have occurred. That's true. That's true. You know what? We'll say it. If that's no, or if he's waiting somebody to offer help, yeah. I just wish that comment were. I wish that comment were a little bit more helpful. But we'll say it, because I don't want to just change the topic. If I feel like he needs to know that, like, if he needs help, I want to give it to him. You know what I mean? Okay. That's no place to live in. You have to find somewhere else. The little one seems overjoyed at the prospect. Well, that's it then, I suppose. I did right not to give you the drugs. Let's conclude this. This is tragic. I know. I wish there was something I could do. I'm not gonna buy these pants right now. I wish there was something I could do to help this kid. Maybe there is later. We're only on day 2, so maybe like in day 3 we can help him or something. Okay, I'm off. I care, Kuno. I'm gonna talk to Kuno S. I also feel like I need to level up, but that's neither here nor there. Hey, Kuno S. She hides behind the fence. Hey, kid. Okay. All right. I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna leave y'all to it then. Kuno and Kuno S. I really wish I could do something to help that kid because he's in a bad way. You know what I mean? Like it is. I, I feel like he needs help. See, Krillin says he's waiting for someone to offer help, and I really would like to offer him some help, and I feel like we are not offering him help. And I feel like we need to offer him help. And I don't know what we're gonna do about that. It's Oh, hold on a second. You know what I think? Hold on. Wait. We got to level up, everyone. We have a level up. And I'm... Hey, Atomica! Oh, go to bed. Go to bed. Why is my damage -1? Cool for sane people, well-adjusted cops, the non-suicidal. Volition urges you to be a good guy to others and to yourself. Enables you to resist temptation, be it in a bottle, between a pair of legs, or at the end of an iron barrel, which promises oblivion. Volition gives you the will to finish the investigation, improving your morale, one of the 2 health pools in the game. At high levels, Volition makes you hyper sane. When you're about to get funky, it keeps you normal. It's a bit of a party pooper. At low levels, however, you'll have little morale. Without it, you'll be a profoundly unstable cop, falling apart at the seams as you make irreversible mistakes. So we have a level up, and here's the thing, y'all. We have 2 choices. We could give ourselves another space for a new memory, which seems always good because memories seem to do cool things. But we also could up our skills. So go to bed. Go to bed, he says, expecting someone to follow orders. He himself receives, hey, do what I say, not what I do. So apricot chewing gum scented one is about this last memory that I forgot, which I think is important. Good night, Atomica. Look, I'm going to unlock a memory. That's it. We're just unlocking a memory because... Wait. We need to talk about this. Apricot-scented chewing gum is somebody that from my past, which I want to know about. The Jamrock Shuffle is probably good. The Suicide of Krasmazov is my exciting communist friend, and I want to know more about it. And I feel like having more communist stuff is really good for this person. Jamais-vu derealization, which is business stuff. Interesting, maybe. So I want to go and get my Suicide of Krasmazov. But we also have tests that we have not completed. That if we upped one of our skills, we could then go back and try to finish them. There's like pain threshold would be probably pretty good to up. And we do have 2 of them. 3 of them. 4 of them. I think we should up pain threshold. I'm not like super excited about it, to be honest, but. Or we do savoir faire and try to go and jump over that thing, which might get us into the new area. That's the other thing I'm thinking of, right? That might help us. Or perception. I'm really torn, actually. So, what do we think, y'all? We're gonna do the. I feel like we just have to do physical instrument. I don't. Yeah. Okay. We'll just have to go back to Krasmazov a little bit later. We'll just do that. So, let's do that. We're gonna do physical instrument. If we up it, we'll have maxed it out some. I don't know how we level up physique even more, though. Because I don't know if we can. There might be ways to do it. But I'm not certain about that. We're going to... Well... Okay. I don't know how I feel about it. I know. I've not reinforced it. Right now, my best skills are logic, conceptualization, Inland Empire, which is the freaky one, empathy, esprit de corps, and composure. Y'all. Okay, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing it. And I think we have some clothes that will increase our physical instrument. Like this white tank top will. And yeah. So just so you know, I don't think those pants. Those pants had some physical composure to them. This might be enough. Maybe it's not. I want you to know that I'm still thinking about Kuno right now. Empty cassette case, green ape pen, dock worker shift card, figurine, postcard. Y'all, I'm still thinking about Kuno. Tattoos, mug, Martinez, apricot chewing gum wrapper. I feel like... Oh, tools. So we've got a flashlight, a bottle of alcohol, a pry bar, a speed bottle. Oh, that's bad, y'all. Yellow plastic bag. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to equip this plastic bag so that maybe I can find stuff. And then I'm also going to equip this pry bar because maybe the pry bar will be helpful. Maybe. Y'all, I'm still thinking about Kuno. Kuno's in a real bad space and nobody's helping him. And hey, look. When I have equipped this plastic bag, I can pick it up. That's great. I'm going to be able to earn money. Y'all. No, that's not what I wanted. Sorry, that's not what I wanted. I'm really concerned about Kuno. I've been concerned about him for a long time, but I really wonder, I'm really concerned. I'm concerned that this whole thing is driving him closer to Kuno S, and I do not think that she has got his best intentions at heart. I think that she is also a very hurt person, and that she wants him to go down with her. Do you know what I mean? I am very I just want to help this kid. He's like 12 years old. Hey, Kuno, I'm picking up all these bottles. What? I don't know, because I've not played this game before. But maybe if I'm lucky, there'll be something I can do later, you know, to help the kid out. I'm going to just pick up recycling. I just want to help this kid. And he's like in a real bad way. Do you know what I mean? It's bad. It's like not good. I know that you all know this. Like, it's pretty obvious that this is bad. May I talk to you? Uh-huh. All right. I'm gonna go turn in these bottles and think about how in the world am I gonna. What I need to do is figure out how to help Kuno more long term to get him somewhere safer and not in the catacombs with somebody who might have killed children. I'm gonna go and recycle. Sweet. Uh, Sometimes you can't fix people's problems. No, sometimes you can't. That is true. But I feel like it does not feel to me like anybody has tried to fix Kuno's problems. It just does not feel to me as if he's had hardly anybody trying to help him at all. You know what I mean? It doesn't even look like anybody's tried. I don't think we've talked to this guy about the drugs. So we're going to talk to this guy about the drugs. And I just feel like somebody should at least try with Kuno, you know what I mean? And the thing is that he's got such like a heavy hard shell cuz he's been so hurt and he's so traumatized, this kid, that like not many people can get through to him, and I want to be able to get through to him. We'll find out what happens. Nothing good there. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I can get through this door. No. I do not think I can get through that door. That's fine. And I can't get past Measurehead because he's a big violent thug who's quite dangerous. But what I will do is I just want to actually get down the stairwell. There we go. Um, so what do we do? What do we do? I think we should probably try to do our physical stuff because we got a bunch of physical things, and maybe we can actually get through them now. Oh, and I think we probably have people inside we can probably talk to. We've got a bunch of physical instrument stuff that hopefully we can do now that we have leveled up. Let's see. I'm going to try to get in that door again. I just feel so bad about. I really do. I really do feel bad about this kid. What is this? What do we have here? Who's. Oh, that's locked. But there was the man from Heimdall, which I think I could actually hit. That one? Is it here? No. How about this one? Is this the man from Heimdall? Yes, I do want to get that weird paranatural book, but we can come back to that later. Okay. No, where's the man from Heimdall? It might actually be downstairs. I just feel like this kid has not been served well. Drenched mullet. So I think maybe here. Well, we'll just see if one calls out. I mean, one way or another. Ooh. Oh, I succeeded. What is it? Huh. Some people are into that. She's a devil in disguise. Oh, yes, she is. The devil in disguise. Oh. That was some Elvis. Interesting. Hmm. I don't know what these books. So here's the thing about these books. These books are expensive, which makes me feel like if I get one of these books, I'll get something like I'll get a bonus or something maybe. Like maybe something exciting will happen out of it, but I don't know if that's true. And I've got a pry bar in my hand, and maybe I will be able to open this door. So let's see. So I'm gonna try. Oh, I get a +1 for breaking into Kuno's parents' apartment and breaking into the communard apartment. Oh, okay. Well, let's try it, everybody. It's even. I need a 12. I've got a pain. I should have a pain threshold of 7, right? Okay, I'm not gonna look. Oh! Nope. Oh. 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 I succeeded. Sort of. The lieutenant stares at you as stand there silent and brooding. Here's the problem that I have. I only have 1 health and I might die. And I have not saved. Awkward. Can I save at all? I probably can't. Let's. Oh, no, I cannot save. Great. Oh, no. I'm gonna smash in the door and shout, fuck the system. Oh! Oh, Antarctica, you said use a health item. Yes, I can do that, can't I? Yes, I can. If you die, maybe this is just where the story ends. Do you know that song by the... Who does that song? It's a 90s song. Here's where the story ends. Who did that? It's a little souvenir, a terrible year that makes the run. It was like, look, early 90s. You can just use the... Oh, I can just use the pad for health items. Anarch Dovey, I appreciate you right now. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you very much. The Sundays. Thank you. 1990 exactly. Thank you. It was the Sundays. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. And also thank you, Anarch Dovey. So we're gonna fuck the system. Oh, hey, we got into a new place. Apparently, Kim wants to talk to me. So let's just do a quick save before this conversation happens, shall we? Yes. Also, I remember that song being around. All right. Hey, Kim, how you doing? The lieutenant stares at the dusty training equipment. What were you thinking? Yeah. Kron says more people should have the courage to end the story where it ends for them instead of where the developers intended it to. Krellin, you were saying things. That was Krellin. Krellin said more people should have the courage to end the story where it ends for them instead of where the developers intended it to. So I am having thoughts and feelings inside my head about what you said. I would choose 4. Roller, that looks pretty good, actually. 4 or 5 is how I'm feeling at the moment. I think it may be the Artemitep's Boxing Club for Young Athletes, because I feel like that's what it might be. Wow, and my character got a purple loot drop. So, Krellin, what you're saying here about the game ending when it ends for them instead of when the developers intend it to end is intriguing. I like the thought. And what's going on in my mind, and I would love to hear all of your thoughts, are 1, have I ever done that myself? Have I ever played a game and think, this is my character's end, even if that's not where the developer intended it to? I feel like I must have done, but I don't remember when and where. But I feel like I must have done that. I feel like there was a time when I was like, no, this is my ending right here. But I cannot remember which game it was for. But I feel like it's happened for me. Having played with you in tabletop, I'm sure you've done the individual. I know that I have. I'm just trying to figure out when it was because I think it'll be interesting to figure out when that would have been. Done that every time I give up in Dark Souls. Anarch W says, but here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about how what Krellin is saying. This is where Crash Jones crashes. Well, yeah, okay, if we're talking about RPGs, okay, hold on a second. If we're talking about RPGs, I've absolutely done it in RPGs. I have done it in RPGs. I absolutely have. 100%. I have done it in RPGs, tabletop. But the question is, have I done it in video games? I'm pretty sure the answer is yes, and I bet it was probably a visual novel or maybe an RPG. I know, but that's the thing, right? Because TTRPGs don't count. But I'm pretty sure I've done it with tabletop. Hawkeye says, I've done that with Skyrim characters all the time. Yeah, I feel like I probably have done it. I feel like there was a video game where I was like, I think this is where my character stops because I think they've got what they wanted, even though the game goes on. I just have to figure out which game that was, because I know I've done it at least once. But based on what Krellin said, I'm thinking about, okay, I'm going to tell you something. I was actually I actually did that with 999. Where you're supposed to, it's one of those games you're supposed to play it over and over and over again and like change, and like each time you play it, you get like more of the story. But actually, I finished through one time. I was like, no, that's it for me. That's my ending. So actually, that has happened. It has happened with visual novels. I've done it with visual novels. But This is why I cannot see Trevor playing an open-ended sandbox style games. Vopez, are we talking video games or TTRPGs? If we're talking video games, Morrowind was an open-ended sandbox game, and I loved it. It was my favorite. It did have a story you could end it if you wanted to, but I loved Morrowind, and I really didn't like Oblivion. So it depends on what kind of sandbox and how the sandbox is built. I really need to play New Vegas because I was told that I would like it. Fallout 3 was fine. It was okay. But I want a open world sandbox that feels living is what I want. Oh, and if you prefer Daggerfall, I haven't played Daggerfall, but I think I might have. So I kickstarted the new Wasteland, I think it was. And I think that if you I kickstarted one of those. I think it might have been Wasteland 3. Anyway, I kickstarted one of those things, and I think they gave me Daggerfall. And I just haven't played it yet. I think I have access to Daggerfall, and I feel like I should try it out. And actually, I really should play Daggerfall because if I really love it, that's going to tell me something about Bethesda that I think will be interesting. I need to play Daggerfall. Yes. You've never played New Vegas? I think you should play New Vegas too. Yeah, because it's by Obsidian, and I really like them. Roller says, one game I play includes vaults. They are high risk, unknown reward situations. Many times I open a vault and think, oh, bad idea. You would like, see, everyone tells me, and here's the thing. Everyone tells me that I would like New Vegas, and also, New Vegas is by Obsidian. And I think Obsidian does open world games well. So I need to. So that's what I want to play New Vegas, and I want to play Daggerfall because I think those would be really interesting things to experiment with. Yeah. Daggerfall is wild because ambitions of devs exceeded technology at the time. They really wanted to make digital TTRPG. I need to play it. I mean, the people that made Daggerfall aren't Bethesda. Oh. I'm not sure any of them are still at Bethesda. Krellin, that's very interesting because now we're talking about who is the company. Do you know what I mean? Thesis ship sort of situation. Yeah. New Vegas is the reason I have a Steam account because supporting Obsidian at the time was more important to me than not making a new online account. Yeah. So Krellin said this thing about ending where you think the game should end rather than where the developers think it should end. And that makes me think, I have this visual novel that I've made, but I haven't finished it. Like, if I gave it to you right now, you could play through the whole thing because it's actually coded. It's just that the graphics aren't inputted yet, and so I have to actually finish doing the graphics, which there was a weird thing that happened, so I have to basically redo the coding for the graphics. That's a little bit irritating, which is kill my momentum and also everything else. But the game itself is done. You can actually play through the whole game. It's just the graphics aren't there. But so I actually have done some visual novel development. But the thing is, what you're saying, Krellin, is really interesting to me because I think I would like to make or play a game wherein you ending where you feel like it should end is part of the developer's intention. Do you know what I mean? And what I mean by that is, I think I want to play a game that does not shame you, or in some way to find a way to support that. Do you know what I mean? It's to create a game that supports the player ending when they feel like it should end. And I have to think about what that would look like. What way to do that in a way that supports the player. Yeah. I know there have been games where I died and have just gone, yeah, I think that's where my story ends and didn't reload. Yeah. That might be how I stopped playing the King's Quest remake. Right. See, the thing is, I have done that. But what I feel like is I want something that I feel like I want something different. I think what I want is a game. Okay. A thing is happening, right? Okay, this has got to have hidden information, right? For this to work, there's got to be a lot of hidden information. What I mean by that is you cannot give them like I wouldn't want on the GUI, I wouldn't want like 5 out of 14 points. I wouldn't want like the bean collecting goals to be visible. I would also want to give the players some sort of goal, but very amorphous. And what I would want, I think how I would do it is we start the game. I'm going to see what chat is saying. There would always be a button in the menu that would say in the story. Yes, Valtiel, exactly. And you would get a credits roll and a cutscene that would vary based on what you accomplished in the story. Yes, this is what I'm thinking, but I'm also thinking that to make it interesting, I have a thought. Okay, I have a thought about how this would work. I'm going to read chat, then I'll tell you. Anarctivate says, with Daggerfall Unity, you can pretty much mod it in ways that come ever so close to what developers wanted to make with the modern technology we have now. Oh, interesting. Also, a lot of original Daggerfall delves, and I think people who made Morrowind live in Skyrim also part of the team making Wayward Realms, which is intended to be the spiritual successor to Daggerfall. Is it the same company or is it a different company? Vulpes says, and going back to my original comment, I was more talking about a pure open world sandbox game, like a survival game like Rust, Conan. Oh, I see what you're saying. Conan Ark, Forever Skies, where there's not really a story to follow, just a pure sandbox to just survive. Vulpes, I have to think about that. Because I wonder if I have played games that might fall into that category already. I mean, I've played No Man's Sky. I've not played the survival version of the non-story version of Long Dark. I've played MMOs, and those are big sandboxes with no central storyline. I don't know. I have to see. I would have to see. NRTB says, different company, lots of the devs did make Daggerfall. I see. Hey, Wizard Styles. I'm not sure if it's a stream game because it's almost purely text-based, but I think you'd like Road Warden. Hold on. Here's what's happening, y'all. Y'all give me interesting things to think about, so I'm pulling up tags so I don't forget about it. Let's see. Road Warden game. Road Warden. All right. I'm going to pull that up. And the other one was, that you all mentioned, was Wayward Realms. Because I haven't heard about that one yet. Wayward Realms. Is it out yet? Probably not. Okay. Pulled up games. Okay. In Road Warden, you are, Warden of the Roads, sent to a bunch of outlying villages in the wilderness to join a city, but we're pretty much let loose and left to your own devices. The tab collection grows. So there's a game that I really like, and I feel like this is relevant to what we're talking about. Road Warden does give you a goal and you're on a timer, but the actual gameplay is a narrative sandbox. I need to play that. Let's see. I think this may be Artemet Tep's boxing clip for young athletes. Okay. I wonder if there's a reason no one's been here for ages. Fine. We're going to save, by the way. So I have a couple things I want to share with you. Actually, this is all very interesting. Big fans of Skyrim 2. Recently, they released a dev video. One of the people on a team, and He is the young guy who got into RPGs through, I think, Oblivion or Skyrim. I don't remember. He was this very enthusiastic guy. So it's just a bunch of old people, a ton of new blood in a team too. It seems interesting. I look. There are a bunch of games I'm going to need to play. This is just really. Also, side note, I had this really cool idea for a stream, which I cannot tell you about because I have to talk to a couple of people about it. And I think if it happens, it'll happen in January and it'll be really cool. But there's some organization. Also, side note, there are a couple of games that I need to run, one shots I need to run for some friends of mine who've got to develop some stuff, and I need to run this. There are a couple of RPGs I need to run, and I've got to figure out when to do it. And I'm thinking maybe I should do it for my streamiversary, which is November. But I need to talk to this one guy because I know he's going to be kickstarting something. So anyway, there's some things that I need to do, and I wanted you to know it. But that wasn't what I wanted to tell you. What I wanted to tell you was, hello, flashlight. Here we go. So what I wanted to tell you was about a game that I really like. It's a board game, and I find it really fun. It's I am a fan of it. Sand is dripping from a punch bag. Hmm. 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 Oh, well, let's just take that. A shot put ball. Interesting. The poster says, Sidious Fortis. The rest is worn off. Okay, if Shipper's back to playing, it's time to test out this new food, Time for Kitties. Oh, check it out. So here's what I was thinking. There's a game that I really like. Okay. Okay. Uh, hmm. Look, Kim, it's a trap. There are no collars on the barbell. Wait, is it familiar because I'm a weightlifter? Oh. No distraction, just game. Hmm. Oh. I did wrestling. No, speaking of board games, Trooper, the season 3 of Final Girl Kickstarter went live yesterday. That's right. And I need to go and kickstart that. I need also, by the way, I actually. All right, people, this is what it is. I need to talk to you about something. There are a bunch of things that I want to stream because I want to play them, and if I do not stream them, I will not have time to play them. And I want to play them, and I want to play them and talk about them with you all. I want to stream and play. Basically, I was doing that, Crash Jones, which is great, and I love it. But there are some other solo games that I want to run, not TTRPGs, but I do want to play Final Girl with you all and see how that goes. And I want to play 5 Parsecs from Home, and I think I might have gotten the fantasy version of that, which is like 5 leagues from home, maybe. Final Girl. I'm pulling up a tab. No, here we go. Final Girl Series 3. Boom. So, look, the truth of the matter is, I don't tend to get to play things unless I'm streaming it because my life is just so inappropriately busy at the moment, unless it's the summer. So, and also, I like you guys. I also like talking. Look, I'm one of those kind of people that really enjoys processing my art, not just sitting there and experiencing it, but talking about it afterwards. And I really appreciate that I can do that with you all. So there are a bunch of things I want to do, but I want to do it with you. So we'll see. Anyhow, we're going to wait. I've got to tell you about the board game. Don't forget the board game. Yes, let's continue this. So I think I must have been a wrestler in high school. Oh, Tripper, I have not seen Feeling and then realized that all of the art that I consume, very few other people enjoy, so I've known to talk about. Uh, uh, I feel like you did that by you spoke it and then it auto transcribed, and so I've not seen Feeling then with all the art enjoying talk about it. I feel like you're saying that you have that feeling, and then I feel like you're saying that you know that feeling. Yes, you have that same feeling. Yes, yes, you have that same feeling when you're like you got this thing you want to talk about it, and then like other people don't engage in talking about media that same mode, or that yes, 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 yes. But most of the art I consume, very few other people do. Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, Prax, actually, there was a video I saw recently that I wanted to share with you because it's about one of the C dramas that you like. It's not exactly about that, but it's around that. It was one that it was actually no. There's a video that I saw that was about that talked about in part one of the C dramas that you like, but it was also about sort of queerness in China and shutting down AO3. Anyway, it was a video that I thought that it touched on something that one of the things you like, and I thought that you would like it, and I forgot to share the link, but I need to do that. It's one of my YouTube video essayists. Let me see. Yes, it was by Rowan Ellis. I've got it for you. I will post it in our Discord so you can see if you would like, because there's one that came up about it. Are the chances of getting a night of Final Girl October greater than 0%? Ooh, October. The movies this time are Hellraiser, Terminator, Stranger Things, and Quiet Place. Ooh. Oh, it's the Rowan Ellis one, yes, because you just watched that. That was the one that I was going to share with you. I watched it like last week, and I was like, oh, I should share this with Prax because I think that she would be interested in it, but you already saw it. Well, I'm glad that I thought that I guessed right. I'm glad you saw it. Okay, that makes me happy. I'm glad that I good. Hmm. I don't think it's a trap. We're gonna just leave it. Oh, my head hurts. Well, I don't have very good chances. We're gonna do it. We're gonna chance. We're probably gonna fail. We didn't fail, I don't think. What? Oh! I'm gonna say nothing but revel in the feeling. Oh! Oh! Hey! That's good. Yeah, but you should not drop the barbells like that. Anarctivity understands, especially if they don't have collars on them. Don't drop the barbells like that. Oh. No, it's fine. Hey, the lieutenant nods with approval. Oh. Okay, let's leave. I feel good about that. I feel good about that. What do we have here? Mm-hmm. Worn out wall bars. They look unsafe. Yeah, they do look unsafe. Hey, do you remember the wall bars? I don't. Those of you who are okay, I have no idea what happens in gyms nowadays. But when I was a kid, we definitely had those wall bars. I don't know if you had them, but we did. We also had in my high school gym those peg boards, like the board with the little pegs, and you would have to like climb up them. Did you have those? Man, Jim, I don't know what's happening in gym nowadays, but we had those things. Zanzibar says, you've never seen wall bars? No? Oh, yeah, I don't know what we were supposed to do with them. I think if you climbed up to the top one, I think you could probably do pull-ups off of them. But I think they were mostly for like leg lifts, maybe. So you'd like hang off of them and do leg lifts. I think I didn't do a lot of those. They were like the only time I remember from school. Yeah, we did the rope. We would do the rope. Yeah. Mm. So I'm thinking about you choosing when to end the game. And there is a game that does that in a slightly different way that I really enjoy, but I also understand other people not enjoying it. Um, Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective. You could not do the rope climb. I could because I weighed like 2 pounds. I was like super, super, super skinny. The hallway's blocked by old window panes and debris. I mean, like I was once carrying an umbrella in the very windy San Francisco time period, and I got knocked over by the wind. So I was like the proverbial 98-pound weakling that the comic book, the Charles Atlas ads in the comic book would talk about. Hey, there's creepy music going on right now. In case anybody. A large demijohn full of strange liquid. It's kind of weird, everybody. Wild animals stare at you in the dark, stuffed and mounted. The only thing I ever saw the wall bars used for was hanging the spare mats on them. Yep. Yeah, I was a fat kid. Yeah, and I was like a 98-pound weakling. I learned to climb rope when I was in a circus. Oh, that's cool. I could do the rope, but mainly because I used my legs to anchor myself. Holmes Consulting Detective doesn't make a good stream game. No. There might be a way to do it, but the reason why I brought up Holmes Stream Detective is because that is a game where they say you choose when to end it, right? So if you don't know the game, you did acrobatics? Oh, that's so cool. That is so cool. Too much personal reading, yeah. I mean, you could read things out loud, but I think that I think it would take a lot of work to figure out how to do that online. And gym classes were not designed to make you ever want to stop being a fat kid. There was no incentive in it. I was picked on mercilessly in gym class because I was too small and weak to do anything. It was not great. Because, by the way, if you didn't know it, negative incentives are extremely poor motivators and completely useless long-term motivators. Yep. Yeah. And I was just wiry, weak, and I was and also people were just like, yeah, it was just not great. It was just not great. But so for those of you who've never played Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective, it's really interesting. What happens is they give you like a case booklet and they say, Sherlock Holmes says, here's this case. This person was found dead in the Piccadilly Circus, and he was this person or this person. Like, it gives you like the briefing, and then that's all it is. And you have a map of London. You've got a booklet, like a phone book, and you've got a bunch of newspapers, and you just read all that stuff, and then you decide where you want to investigate. It's up to you. But each place you go is a turn, and you have to mark down how many turns you take. So obviously, the scene of the crime is probably one of the first places you want to go. And there's like a number associated, and you look up the number in your specific case booklet, and it'll give you some information, or none if there's nothing there. Maybe you go to the morgue. Maybe you go to the reporter. Maybe you go to the house of the dead person, or maybe the dead person. Like they're also like the entire place is open for you, and you decide where you want to go to gather clues. And I have Consulting Detective in Steam. You have the FMV version of that game? Oh, I didn't know there was one. I am going to have to. Yeah, the board game. Yeah, Zanzibar, the board game is amazing. By the way, I'm going to just see Consulting Detective Steam. Because I didn't know there was a Steam version. I'm going to check it out. Oh, there is. It's on Steam. That is so interesting. I'm going to have to check it out to see what it's like, because I wonder how they translate it to a digital version. That's fascinating. I was scrawny week 2. Yeah. Hawkeye says could never do the rope, never passing the presidential physical fitness tests things every year. Yeah, closest I got by percentage was the 600-yard run. I was the class brain, not one of the athletes. Yeah. Um, there are a ton of video game versions of that game. Oh, the SFMV version is the best. I'll have to look. Steam FMV. Let's see. Because maybe we can find it. That's interesting. This was there was this old kind of open world space exploration video game that came with like 30 booklet manuals, and most of the game was like, you get to this place, read entry, read XY. Yeah. So the thing about the game is Sherlock Holmes is a 100, right? Or Sherlock Holmes is a score, and you want to try to beat Sherlock Holmes' score. And the way the game works is that there are going to be 8 questions that you have to answer. 4 major questions, usually like 4 minor questions. You do not know what the questions are, though. I think the reason why I like this game is it's actually very much like being military intelligence doing SIGINT. Anyhow, so there are 4 major questions and 4 side questions. You don't know what they are. However, I'm going to tell you right now that of the 4 major questions, one of them is going to be who did it. One of them is going to probably be what was their motivation. And there are 2 other questions that are probably going to be like, how? Do you know what I mean? Like, those things are probably going to be there. And then there's going to be one I don't know what it is. And the 4 minor ones, you have no idea what they'll be. And you're going to get like 25 points, usually 25 points each for the 4 main questions. And the side questions may be like 10 each. It's a little unclear. So theoretically, I suppose you could get like 140 points. And you want to try to beat Sherlock Holmes' score. The thing is, you lose points for every turn you take after a certain number, which you also don't know. So in that game, it's up to you to decide when you're done, right? And each person, when it's your turn, you decide where you want to investigate, you pick where you want to go, then we read it and we all look it out, and then each person decides where they want to go. And the more places you go, the more you're going to be deducting from your final score. So there's this pressure to like, we should probably end it sooner rather than later, but what if we don't have all the information we have? What if we missed investigating somebody? And so there's something really interesting in that this game, you do choose when you finish, and then once you finish, then you open up those questions and find out how you did. And that actually reminds me very much of some of these military intelligence tests I took in school when I was schooling. When I took military intelligence training classes, we had something very similar where they would give us a bunch of data and we would have a certain amount of time to do all the analysis of that data. They didn't tell us what we were analyzing for. They're just like, here's your data, do your analysis, whatever that's going to be. And you would do all of your analysis, you take your notes, whatever analysis you're going to do, you take your notes, then they take away the data and all you have is your notes, and then they'd give you the exam. But you don't know what they were going to ask you. So you hope that you did enough analysis to be able to answer all those questions. And so that is a game wherein you choose when to stop. So I'm wondering if there were a way to do an interesting video game that was not like that, but wherein you choosing when to stop is actually part of the game. Do you know what I mean? Like a way in which what Krellin was saying about you choosing when to stop is integrated into the game itself. That would be interesting. I don't know what it is yet, but I just want you to know that that is currently what I'm... Wow, that's creepy. That's creepy. Though, says Anarch W, the best Sherlock Holmes adaptation is a Soviet adaptation. Is to date the most accurate adaptation, even though it removes narcotics aspect of Sherlock's character. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I wonder if it was translated. If you haven't tried any of the Chronicles of Crime games, I highly recommend them. They work by QR codes on the cards to give item settings people for the story you're doing. They're working to figure out many different kinds of mysteries. Oh, I don't think I know them. Chronicles of Crime. I'm going to open up a tab. Y'all, I blame you all. And by blame, I mean thank you. Chronicles of Crime board game. Oh, that looks interesting. Well, I'm going to check it out. It sounds like a pressure luck kind of mechanic, but with less luck, right? Because you choose each time, right? And what's really interesting, if you're like, oh, just one more clue, you can just basically take too much time in that way, right? And But if you rush it and you don't go to enough places, you might miss something really important. Airship rotors covered in spider webs. They remind you of blades. Wait. Looks like the remains of the 24th window repair shop. By the way, do you hear that sound? It sounds like a radio. I think you can find it in archive, and I think it is subtitled in English. Oh, okay. Oh, Volpez placed a link to the game in the Discord. Thank you. Worst adaptation is the BBC one. Which BBC one? Okay. Listen, do you hear it? No, I'm not hearing it right now. Hold on. Like around here. I can't hear it anymore. I did hear like a radio feedback, like a. That's just wind. I heard something. We're gonna take the money. Oops. What did I just do? Hey, this is zooming in and zooming out. We should do that again later because I bet we were missing things because we were too far zoomed in. Yep, I bet we were missing things, everybody. Bet we were missing things because we were too much zoomed in. Woo. Okay. What is all of this? A naked mannequin torso, a strange yellow color, like the king in yellow. Blue velvet, soft to the touch, moth bitten. Okay. Maybe we can go around. Oh, wait. But where are the clothes it used to display? What is this place? I like archive.org. The modern one made by Moffat. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I haven't watched it though. I haven't seen it, so I don't know what it's like. I've heard mixed things. The one with Cumberbatch. What is this? To be fair, it's not trying to be the most accurate to the source material. Right, and I will say, by the way, I actually think it's fine not to be accurate to the source material if you do that on purpose. I'm pretty flexible. Like me, I try to judge things by figuring out if they're successful at what they're trying to do. Do you know what I mean? I try to judge things within their context. And if you're trying to do a reimagination, that's cool. The question is, do you do it well? If you're trying to be faithful, that's cool. The thing is, do you do it well? So I tend to be like, well, what is this thing trying to do? And then try to figure out if I think it's successful at it or not. You know what I mean? Brax says, the first series is good. The second series suffers from the Moffat problem. The Moffat problem that he has a hard time writing women? That one? Which Moffat problem are you talking about, Brax? Because I feel like there might be more than one Moffat problem. NRW says, that ain't the issue. It's just that Sherlock solves by magic and not actual deductive reasoning. Ah. I like the first season and part of the second. Praxis, yep, he cannot write women, but I was specifically discussing his lack of restraint and jumping the shark. I was thinking about gameism. By the way, I was reading this really interesting thing where this person was like talking mad smack about the Forge. It's very interesting because he was talking about the difference between the threefold model GDS and then GNS coming out of the Forge, even though it all happened right around the same time. Really fascinating stuff, y'all. It was really interesting because he was talking about Mary Kuhn, who sort of developed the GDS, and then what happens when it goes to the Forge and becomes GNS. And actually, he was talking about how it was made by different people. Well, that there's like different ideologies behind it in ways that were really interesting, that I was like, oh, this is very fascinating. Because I was thinking about going back to the GDS model and like re-examining it because there was something interesting about it, because it's not the same as GNS. And then this person was writing about it, and I was like, oh, fascinating that I was being attracted to that earlier model because of what he said about it and the difference between the two, because I did not know what he was saying until he described it. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Anyway, I'll be more specific in a second. Hey, Baron Tor, how are you? You got a gift sub, by the way. I feel that the later seasons had sharks jumping over sharks. I didn't see it that way, but I'll have to rewatch it sometimes. I think what I would say is, speaking about like gameism, narrativism, right? Simulationism, all that. Agatha Christie, those are gamist novels, right? In the sense that all the clues you need to solve the mystery are in the book, and you as a player can solve the mystery before Miss Marple or Hercule Poirot announces who the culprit is. So there's a game there, and it's a fair game because all the clues are there. But Sherlock Holmes is not gamist, because as a reader you cannot solve the mystery because you can't, because it is like obscure knowledge that only Sherlock Holmes knows that you as a reader are not privy to. So those are very different ways of interacting with the novel. Like Sherlock Holmes is a bit more of a traditional novel, I guess. Anyway, I just think that's interesting because people who talk smack about gamism usually talk smack about gamism because they're like, well, D&D is just killing things. I was like, well, hold on. Actually, you could apply gamism to other things other than stabbing people. And I think that comparing it to Agatha Christie is useful because people respect Agatha Christie, as well they should. And just to show that there's like, it's about player skill and being fair, right? And that's a different approach to, there are different approaches to mysteries. Yeah. Yeah, they don't share what he notices until the real, exactly. And that's a different model, right? That's about surprising the reader, which is a different thing, and both are legit. Hawkeye says, Ellery Queen does the same thing. Yes. Actually, it tells you before the next chapter when you have all the clues you need. They call it the Ellery Queen Challenge. Yes, right, and that's a gamist version of a mystery novel. Absolutely. Sherlock Holmes are basically superhero stories. His superpower is his super perception. And Archie says, Sherlock wasn't really about crime solving, yeah, but what made it fun is that he actually explained his reasoning, and there's none of that in Moffat Sherlock Holmes. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, right, so like basically, right, it's not about the reader playing the game to sort of like solve the puzzle. It's about Sherlock Holmes and Sherlock Holmes's brain. Let me inspect the drawings first. Interesting. Cesar says, I feel there was plenty of that, at least in the beginning. I have not watched any of it, so I cannot say. But I just like to bring that up because people like to talk smack about gamism like it's bad. But I was like, it's not bad. It's just about players feeling accomplishment from using their own personal skills to accomplish a fair challenge, which is not necessarily the same as the other models, you know. Kellen says, the only mystery I like is the Columbo style How Catch 'em, but I'm not sure how much of that is just me liking Peter Falk. Well, you know, I really like the Columbo as well, because that's also like a how are they going to do it? That's, I think, also interesting. Moffat Holmes had more explaining what he saw, much more than the U.S. Elementary series. Oh, which I've not watched that one either. And Archivist says, also Moffat believed himself to be smarter than Arthur Conan Doyle and the audience, which just pissed me off. My favorite Moffat thing that he's ever done was Coupling, that comedy, the sitcom, which was like the British version of Friends. Coupling was a British remake of Friends, but it had a lot of really clever. Wait, I'm hearing it again. Listen, wait, hold on. It's gone, but let me turn it up for you. Hold on, let me get. Oh no, wrong one. I'm looking for. That's not it. Whoa. Hold on, where is it? I'm looking for. I need my OBS. Okay, I'm pulling up the OBS so that I can increase the volume of the game when I start hearing the strange radio sounds. Look, I know my strange radio sounds. So when it happens again, I'm going to turn it up so you can hear it. because I want you to hear it, because I want you to hear this weird thing. Yeah, so I liked coupling. I thought that coupling had some very clever bits to it in terms of like really clever visual stuff that I thought was pretty good, but I find that his other stuff is not as good. Didn't ever see that cartoon series Sherlock Holmes in the 22nd Century. I don't recall much from it, but I can still hear the theme. So I'm like, oh, I've never seen that one. Hmm. Examine the Welkin. This is important. Oh. Oh, creepy. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm glad I looked at it because that's a bad sign. Sketch? Yes. Yes. Also a bit of a conspiracy board. Yeah. Moffat should not be in control of things. He is a creative type like George Lucas, whose best work comes from the constraints others put on him. Mm-hmm. 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 Zanzibar says, oh, that I agree. He had a bit of an arrogance about knowing more than the audience, yeah. Carl says, and he was just the writer on coupling. Oh, by the way, not a producer or director or anything. Oh, I didn't know that, Carlin, but that makes sense. He seems like the type that maybe needs an editor. Do you know what I mean? And I will also that some of the things I really liked about coupling had to do with the direction, how it was directed. There were some really smart, interesting visual things that I thought were. It reminded me, if anybody ever watched Police Squad, way back, which was a TV show that came out before the police movies, the you know those Police Squad movies before there were movies with Leslie Nielsen. Before there were movies, there was a TV show that only had one season. It was very clever, very smart, had some very cool visual things, which means you had to watch it and not just listen to it. And it got canceled right away, but it was very good. And coupling had some very smart things that I thought were very clever. But it's interesting. He was not a producer. He's not the showrunner. Interesting. Mm-hmm. Prex says, it's why the first episode that introduces the killer, Angels and Doctor Who, works because Russell T Davies is there restraining. Moffat versus Angels Take Manhattan, which is just you didn't like it. And his coupling was based a lot on his own life. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's interesting, NRW. Naked Gun, thank you. The Naked Gun movies, thank you. That's right. The 6 episodes of Police Squad were quite good. I need to rewatch them. There were some great visual gags, some really smart things in there that I thought were very good, and also absurd in their own way. They had this thing at the end of the episode. You know, when the episode at the end of the show, the cop show, they make that one funny one-liner, and then the everything freezes and the credits happen. And they would do that, but they would just freeze. They wouldn't actually freeze the screen. The actors would just go, but they were actually just pretending to be frozen as the credits would roll. And I remember this one time, they're like, well, you got him. You know, some one-liner, ha 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 ha. And they're all like frozen. And the person they arrested is there and is looking at them and noticing they're not moving and is like getting up and like just gonna walk out because they're not moving. Anyway, there's a lot of these like little interesting gags that were quite clever. I quite liked it. Yeah, it was the actor who's doing a freeze frame, not an actual freeze frame. Yeah, it was good. It was good. And RTV says, also BBC is highly insular. A lot of higher ups are related to one another different ways, like married or cousins. Oh. Anarch W, that's super interesting, and that's super interesting. By the way, this is interesting too. Why would anyone spend time with who are these creatures? Who drew them? Are they real? Nope. Let's say one of them is a Welkin supremacist. The lieutenant nods at the Wilkins facial hair. He knows the Wilkins. Why would anyone spend so much time on this? Confirmed, everybody. I have confirmed it. Kim Kutsaragi is a dungeon master. He plays RPGs. He has made worlds. He's played Welkins and Woe, the TTRPG that exists in this game world. I actually don't know what the game world is called. He is a game master. We know it. I have confirmed it in my mind. That's what I'm going to say. Of course, I liked how every episode of Police Squad opens with that siren on the camera board just being wheeled around different, increasingly nonsensical places. Me too. And it also, I love how the show like escalated in its weirdness. That was very good. There was this great moment. It was really good. It was a shootout between this woman criminal and like Leslie Nielsen, and they're like behind cars in the alley, shootout. And they have way more bullets than should ever happen. And they're talking, whatever. And she like pulls, it turns out that she's wearing a wig, and she pulls off this big like wig, and she's, but then she's got like 3 or 4 wigs under there, and she's like pulling them off. And so she's got this like bald cap. Anyway, it was that like, there's a lot of like funny and clever things in there that I thought was good. And it was too bad that was canceled. And running into the trash cans. Yeah, it was, if you've not watched Police Squad, I recommend it. It was, I haven't seen it since then, but I'm not going to ask if they are real. I'm going to say, well, this has been educational. Let's move on from the Wilkins. He's a dungeon master. No, we're going to inspect the photos. Do you think it was just people were playing some TTRPGs here? I wonder if this is just notes for a campaign. Wasn't there a shootout scene where they shot at each other and missed, and they're right next to each other? Yes, there was. That was a good one. Lightning Invoker. Hey, Lightning Invoker says, "Oh my God, that's just unlocked a childhood memory. I watch that all the time." Yes. America's still not ready for a farce of the nature of Police Squad. See, that's the thing. Krillin hits it on the head. It was a farce, but it was really smart, right? There was an absurdism to it, but it was farcical, and it really rewarded paying attention. I was young when it came out, but I really liked it. It was a product of its time. There's a lot of humor that was okay in the 80s that would not fly now. I have not seen it. I don't know if it was like a lot of the thing is it didn't work then, but it didn't work because it was offensive. It didn't work because it required you to pay attention to it. And mainstream primetime television at the time did not tend to require you to pay a lot of attention and hold things in your mind. It just wasn't done a lot. And so you didn't have an audience that was used to watching in that way. I imagine audiences now are kind of, would be into it. And also you have like the internet to like have message boards to talk about things, and you could tweet about it. So like there's like a way you can do, I think something like that could work now. I don't know what the humor, I cannot recall because I haven't watched it since back then. So I don't know if the humor itself would be offensive to the younger generations or not. I cannot say. O.J. Simpson was a character in the movies. He was not in the TV show. Lightning Invoker says, I don't know why, NRW, but I was thinking of that scene earlier today. I remember that. Hawkeye says, always love farces and comedies like that. It was always fun to try to catch the jokes and anticipate them based on the props. Yes, very clever stuff. NRW says, I loved Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. Apparently there's an actual Garth Marenghi book now with the researchers of the show on the internet. Oh, I should check that out. Kron says, it didn't completely fall flat. That's true. They got a 3-film series out of it, but the Naked Gun movies also weren't quite the same thing. They weren't quite the same thing. There was still some very clever stuff. But I think one of the differences there, to sort of like speak to this, is that I think that when you're watching it in a theater, you're in a theater, so there's fewer distractions, right? So I think they could get away with some of it was a little bit different, right? Some of the cleverness was taken out. There was still cleverness there, right? Like the drinking problem. But I think that if you're watching TV in a theater, you're going to be watching it. You know what I mean? Whereas I think there was a lot of distracted channel surfing kinds of watching at the time. So I think maybe it just wasn't as well suited to the television viewing habits of the time. But I feel like film viewing habits at the time, where you're probably not watching it on TV, would probably work a little bit better. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah, but again, not quite the same thing. I feel like these are notes for a TTRPG. Yeah, I feel like these are some GM's notes. I feel like somebody came here and did all their GM planning. Let's inspect the schedule. I'm going to keep reading. What happened? Hmm. The lieutenant looks at the frigid ice field of nothingness. Okay. Was this. Hmm. Listen, wait. Listen. You hear it? Wait. I wasn't fast enough. Sorry, I wasn't fast enough. Um, Intermittently, the sound that happens when you're tuning in a dial, I can hear it in the background. I'm just telling you that I'm not making it up, but I am hearing it. And I want to know where the electronic sounds are coming from, because what is this? Hmm. Huh. Says the lieutenant, watching you circle around the machine. He sounds surprised and a bit cautious. A radio computer. I need you all to know something. This was originally a TTRPG setting by those anarcho punk buddies who now have all since fallen out. And I really wish I could get a setting book for this. Like, I really wish there were a setting book for this universe, because I would be interested in GMing a game in this universe. That's all I'm going to say. Garth Marenghi is great, but also highly impressive when the actors need to act that they are bad actors, and none of the actors are actually bad. That takes time. It really does. It's really hard to sing badly if you sing well. And also the thing is, because it's not. How do I put this? It's not that you're writing that you act badly. You have to act badly in a way that reads like bad acting in a satisfying way for an audience. If you just act badly, it's just not going to work. You know what I mean? Like, you actually have to act badly effectively. Not easy. Simpsons in the movies. Krellin says, I feel like the gags in the Naked Gun are like one standard deviation dumber than Police Squad. I agree with you. I would agree. Hawkeye says, the wild thing about Airplane and Naked Gun, Leslie Nielsen was known as being a dramatic actor. Yep. Often a heavy in police detective shows. Yep. Almost overnight, he became critically acclaimed for comic acting. Yeah. And he was really good. Carl says, of course, the total run of Police Squad is shorter than even one of the Naked Gun films, so maybe they just ran out of material. Maybe, yeah. Oh, is this a plan for a TV series? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. When it comes on again, I'll turn up the volume because I really want you to hear it, because it brings back a lot of memories. Yes. Let's see what we got here. Well, hold on. Uh huh. You know what? I'm going to ask him. Do you think I should turn it on? Uh-huh. So let's just turn on the machine. Listen. Listen to those sounds. That's some Moog business. My Moog is right over here. That is some Moog business. Some of that is just some those are some oscillators. I could make those sounds on my Moog. We'll talk about it later. But those are different sounds than the tuning sounds. I love this settings interpretation of the computer. Yes, digital whales. Yes, I can't talk about the project. Let's see. Let's look inside the compartment. Let's press play. I know. Yeah, let's press print. Okay, we're gonna need a tape. Just remind ourselves that's what we need. Also, Kim super wants to know what's up with that. I know it, you know it, we all know it. Just putting it in there. What is this? What is this place? Wait, hold on. How do I know what Kedra mosaic tiles are supposed to look like? Ah. Thank you, Krellin. Thank you, 30. Hey, y'all. Again, I want to reiterate that I really would like an RPG book of this universe, but that I bet is never going to happen because of all the misery of what happened over there with the rest of that crew. But hey, do you know that I was like a spy one time, right? When I was in the army? And I did signals intelligence. There are things I cannot tell you, but I can say that because it's actually just on my paperwork. And communications. And that, the sound of trying to tune in on a receiver to sort of like hear communications is very nostalgic for me. I was not a radio operator. I was an analyst, but you know, I helped out. I helped out. And I do remember so well the sort of like the strange sound of trying to dial in a signal. Anyway, what am I looking at? Oh. Hey, Crit Twitch. Radio frequencies for what? I don't think we're doing something medical. This must be an elaborate piece of art, maybe? Oh, this is really fascinating, everybody. This seems to me like maybe it's an RPG that's done through ham, right? Some kind of like a radio-based RPG. It's a number station. See? Number stations. Hope the stream has gone well despite the hurry to get on. Yeah, oh, speaking of which, wait, stop. Stop. Wait. Everybody, hold on, wait right there 1 second. There is an RPG, and I think either I did get it or I wanted to get it but didn't get it. Hold on. Hammer time. But wait, are not all RPGs ham? Or at least the players? Yes. Remember, computers work by radio, yes. So it's maybe it could be like a mud or a mush. But wait, there is an RPG that's about number stations. Hold on. And I think it's a TTRPG. Numbers station. Yes. Do I own this RPG or do I not own it yet? There is an RPG that I either do or do not have yet, but I saw it and thought, oh, I must get this. But the question is, no, I do have it. Yes, I got it. Okay, this is one of the solo RPGs that I want to run, everybody. So there is an RPG, it's a solo RPG, and I got it in the Solo But Not Alone 3 bundle, itch.io bundle, and it's called Number, a solo number stations, a solo spy RPG. And it is a game about number stations. And I really want to play it for you all, with you all, around you all. But you just reminded me of that game that I wanted to play. Thanks. Just added a new tab. Too many tabs, but it's fine. It's fine. We're hanging out. Did someone order a large ham? Oh, this could have been a cool bundle to get in on. May or may not play well with others. Yes. You just reminded me I need to figure out what I'm going to eat for food, and I think I want pizza. Because pizza I can eat for more than one day. I also really need to make this beef stroganoff before my mushrooms go bad. Just noting all the things. Okay. Here we are. $9:04. Thank you. I'm going to 9:30. Ooh. If it's a game, then who's playing? Huh. Huh. This is interesting. Hmm. Hmm. The cost of air width alone must have been huge. Huh. He nods at the calendar on the chalkboard, wiping his marker-stained fingers clean against his jacket. What else? What do we think? I'm wondering about the ambition about it. Oh. Yeah, it does, yes, but what is art? Mm. Absolutely conceptualization. I'm totally with you. I like you. What's your favorite type of pizza? It was a radio game but ran out of money. I wonder if they ever really got off the ground, and I wonder how it would have worked, and I wonder how many people were there. I wonder if they were like in the prep phase, but they never actually got to finish it. Like, I wonder if people got to play this radio game or if they didn't. And also, I want to play a radio game. Just a side note. My favorite type of pizza. If I have my favorite type of pizza, I'm gonna want pepperoni, artichoke hearts. Oh, can I have whatever I want? Pepperoni, artichoke hearts. It would be nice to have like maybe some sun-dried tomatoes on there. I would like to have. I can have black olives. That's okay, but I could also take or leave them. That's fine. I could also take or like the core would be artichoke hearts and pepperoni as the core. We could add some sun-dried tomatoes if you wanted. We could add like some Parmesan cheese if you'd like. We could add, I suppose. You could add olives. That's okay, or not. But core pepperoni artichoke hearts. That's my core. This is clearly reference to themselves of the team that made Disco Elysium. And Art Dovey, absolutely. Which, yeah, yes, 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 yes. I like you. Would I fit into the art world? I mean, architecture is art. By the way, over at UCLA where I did my grad work, it was the School of Art and Architecture, by the way. So architecture was the School of Art and Architecture is what the school was called. I guess I have been feeling critical lately. I like it. I like it. Art cop. Wait, but don't I have to be 100% cop to get the case finished and all that? Okay, if 50% art critic is what's needed to free me from rote repetition, so be it. Hey, we're doing it, everybody. We're going to be an art cop. I don't know if this is a bad idea or not, but I don't care. We're going to be an art cop. Art cop? Art cop. We're not copping art. We're going to be an art cop, everybody. This may be a bad choice. I don't care. Recent very good delivery pizza was a calzone with meatballs, spinach, and mushrooms from Papa John's. Oh, nice. Light on sauce, but very tasty. Nice. Anarchy, select pepperoni, mushrooms, double cheese, tomatoes, and garlic. Ooh, 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 ooh. Anarchy. Yes, with the garlic. I would like to add some garlic to my pizza. Yeah, like pepperoni, artichoke hearts, garlic, absolutely cheese, maybe some sun-dried tomatoes. Yep. Sounds good. So, like, what you've got, take your pizza and artichoke and just replace the mushrooms with artichoke hearts, and I'm golden. So, we're gonna opt in to Art Cop. I'm basic pepperoni and hot oil white. Oh, nice. That's simple. That's like 3 times as many toppings as a simple pizza. Opting in. But criticism is not only negative conceptualization, it can also be positive. Like, your critique can be a positive thing. You can also uplift. Listen, listen. Oh, Kim wants to talk to us. Mm. When I say simple, I mean no stranger specialized topics like bananas, where they're like, yeah, yeah. You know, Anarchdovey, what is pizza like where you're from? When I lived in Germany, they had pizza, of course. And they did this like Four Seasons pizza they'd have like a fried egg in the middle of the pizza. That was a thing that was in Germany all the time, like a fried egg in the middle of the pizza. That was a thing. The pizzas in Germany were a little bit closer to the pizzas in Italy, although Northern Italian pizzas are not the same as Southern Italian pizzas, but still a little bit different. I want to know what the pizzas are like where you're at. Not in this game, Rissa, but I want to. It's just a failed business. The only question is, what the hell were they making? The lieutenant takes a step back, steepling his hands. I'm feeling really good about my relationship with Kim, and I'm really feeling really good about my main characters. I feel like it's better. Yes. 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 I think that's good. Would Europeans even recognize American pizza? Yes, because they've seen movies. Absolutely. Because they've seen movies. Yes. But it's. I think British pizza is a little bit closer to American pizza. But they're all a little bit different, right? Because that's the thing, right? Like, German pizza is not the same as Italian pizza. British pizza is not the same either. But also, I think the reason why British pizza is a little bit closer to American pizza is because I think that the British tended to get their pizza from the Americans. Like, I think that we imported our pizza over. Let's see. Has anyone ever done this before? Oh, that's interesting. So this is about somebody in a poor country like Estonia wanting to make a computer RPG without having the kind of large infrastructure as, Grad, Messina, or Königstein. I feel like this is about Estonia. Would I even recognize European pizza? Depends on where you get it. First off, you would absolutely recognize German pizza. You would just be like, why is there a fried egg there? Whether or not you would recognize Italian pizza would be a little bit different. Italian pizza, depending on whether or not north or south, is not the same. Although Italian, there's a number of Italian pizzas that are a bit closer to what we're used to. They've sort of leveled up a little bit. It's a bit more. Some, depending. How are they planning to do that? Mm. Sounds a bit more like a LARP. It's like an MMO. It's more like a mud or a mush. And this is a role-playing game? Hmm. Says the creators of this game. Hey, what do you think happened to the company? Thank you, 15. Wow. The lieutenant tilts his head, thinking. Um, I'm gonna go wild. The world is cold and lonely. This would keep it company. Let's finish it. He breaks down a half smile. He says, looking around the derelict room, the pipes howl and a rat crosses the floor. Okay. But it was there. I mean, I was very excited about it. Let's I feel really good about where we're at, by the way. Scribbled across a notebook. Developers of the most advanced RPG in the universe. Yeah. Depends. Most places have like thin crust and usually 4 toppings. There's also like pizzeria that makes simpler pizzas that are closer to Italian pizza. Mm-hmm. Oh, I see. Mm-hmm. Praxis. Pizza in Naples and pizza in New York City and to New Haven are very similar. Yeah, but pizza in Northern Italy, Prax. Pizza in Northern Italy is not as similar. And like the pizza I got in Rome was also not similar, but in Southern Italian, it's closer, yeah. Volpa says, you would recognize Japanese pizzas. They just have much odder flavor combos than we get, yeah. Crum says, I know Italy invented pizza for like a national celebration or something, but I feel like pizza was really invented in New York. I would say it's the story of immigration, right? Because there was a book I was listening to an interview with the author on NPR. This was a while ago, so probably 10 years ago. But the book was about Chinese, Italian, and Mexican food. But specifically the oh hey. Okay. Okay. But specifically about oh, nice. Cool. Hold on. So it was specifically about these three foods, when they come to the United States, and what that says about America. Oh, you have reindeer pizza? Oh, that's cool. So it talks about how the Italian, Mexican, and Chinese food that we have in the United States came from very, very poor people who immigrated here. And it started off as basically what we're going to call peasant food. And those three groups of people then became more economically successful. And so what they did was they added the things they could never afford to put on that food when they lived there at home, usually things like cheese and meat. And so it's about, so when people are like, oh, that's not authentic, what they're missing is that it is actually very authentic to the diaspora experience, right? These are people who then sort of take this thing that was pizza or a burrito or egg rolls or whatever it is, right? And when they get access to more money, they then adapt and change the food to reflect that they have more money. And so what you're not going to be able to, you're not going to get that style of Mexican, Chinese, or Italian in those home countries, because those what we have here are in essence not white versions of those foods, because that's actually not what's happening. It's actually diasporic versions of those foods. It's Elvis's Graceland. Do you know what I mean? Like Elvis, when Elvis was super poor and he got money, he made Graceland, and that was what that was, right? So it's about, it tells you the story of the diaspora and how the diaspora was how they developed here, and it's very different than rich people's food in northern Italy, in Mexico, or in China, because it's what happens when people who came here with nothing are able to develop their food over time as they get more successful. Which, you know what I mean? So it's a very sort of special, it's a very special thing that developed here in diaspora, and people like talk so much smack. People talk a lot of smack, but there's a great artistry there. 10 minutes. Why don't you save? Yeah, I think you're right. I'm gonna save. Eggplant Parmesan becoming chicken Parmesan. Yes. Yeah. It's called Pizza Berlusconi, named after Italian guy who dissed Finnish food. Oh, interesting. It has rye crust, smoked reindeer, cheese, red onion, and chanterelle mushrooms. It won a pizza competition. Oh, that's interesting. Is it actually more money, or is it less expensive ingredients because of the availability of food? Probably a little bit of both. Do you know what I mean? It's probably a little bit of both. Let me save. Let me, doomed commercial area. Yeah, I'm going to save. We've saved it, but while we're here, might as well look to see what we have. We just got this shot put. A ball used for playing shot put, a favorite pastime of elderly gentlemen. You feel like you should hold on to this and make good use of it. To sell such beautiful old school sports equipment would be a sin. Oh, there's those old guys that are playing outside. We could maybe share it with them. And we also just got actual art degree. Yeah, it's another capo type. The worst one. The most savage and brutal, the art cop. Nothing's good enough for him. Everything is shit. You have to employ an armada of adjectives to depict and demean the mediocrity of the works and visual. Oh. So hold on a second. I think this might be my very first cop type that I have access to. Is that right? Because Simon, Wandering Game, keeps asking me what my cop type is, and I said, I don't actually have one. So that's interesting. Right? By the way, we're stopping now. So, RCM officer profile, name unknown, rank unknown. I've got one superstar cop, one sorry cop, three boring cops, three communists, three ultra liberal, three moralist, 12 good cop, bad cop, two honor. But I don't think I'm a type yet. I have to talk to Simon about it. Anyhow, we just did our looky-loos. Let's main menu this business, and then we can chat together to finish our moment. Quit. Okay, good. Nice. Art cop is inferior. Yeah, Krellin, absolutely. Of course art cop is inferior to axe cop. 100%. Yes. That doesn't sound bad. I might like to try that, even though the onions would make me gassy. Become art cop. Hey, Malk, how are you? Happy Thursday. Hope everyone's doing well. Indeed. We're going to be here for like 7 more minutes, and then I'm going to go order some food, and then I'll be back around for Critical Role. I suppose I should do that. Anyhow, look, I'm going to do my outros. But yeah, so there was something really interesting about that sort of move, and Prax would probably find this interesting. But I was reading this really, it's really hard to art someone a question. Good point. Yes, yes. There was this really interesting article, and it was about how a number of Italians, Prax, I think, will find this interesting. A number of Italians did this whole thing where they were complaining about Italian American food, saying it's not real, it's totally bogus and phony. Because it uses garlic, and Italian cuisine doesn't use garlic because garlic is trashy, and Italians don't use garlic. Americans use garlic, and Americans overuse garlic, and real Italian cuisine doesn't use garlic. It's just like this. It's not trashy. And the article I was reading was saying Italians do use garlic, but it's Southern Italians that use garlic. And the Italian the haute cuisine, the Italian haute cuisine of the moment is really into distancing itself from what they see as working class, trashy, and Southern Italian cuisine. And so there's like this whole like, we don't ever use garlic, and we've never used garlic. And then they basically are projecting garlic use onto Americans. And therefore, by saying that it's an American thing, they can say it's not Italian, not legitimate. But what they're doing is just basically talking smack about Southern Italy. Yep. So I just thought that was like a really interesting way in which people will be like, oh, that's an American thing, when actually it's not an American thing. You just are going to say that as a way to delegitimize it. But it's not accurate, but all right, I see what you're doing. Yeah. I also, garlic, Anarchy. Oh yeah, garlic is great. I love garlic. I love a great, there was this Sicilian restaurant we had in San Francisco called Gaspare's. It used to be called Vince's, but then Vince retired and brought Gaspare from Sicily to San Francisco to run the restaurant. They changed the name. And they would do this garlic bread, which was like a sourdough, like was like a freshly made sourdough bread with like garlic. Not like a little dusting of garlic, not like garlic was over there and the bread was some over here and you might like get a vibe. It was like minced garlic all over this garlic bread, baked. Oh, so much minced garlic. You could just like push the garlic off the bread that was much, and like you would bite into it and it was like this really sharp, strong sourdough and all of this garlic, and it was so good. It was so good. It was so good. I need to go to San Francisco and go to that, and see if that restaurant's still there. Roasted garlic with like the olive oil. Prax is threatening me and says I have to take you somewhere next time you come visit. Yes, this is true. Oh man, it was like all roasted, the garlic. Oh, it was so good. And they also had like a really great spumoni ice cream, and like, the food was so good because all like homemade, you know what I mean? It was so good. Such a good restaurant. I wonder if it still exists. I'm going to check. I'm going to just do a quick check. Gaspare's Pizzeria. It's still there. It has not shut down. You know what? I need to go. I wonder if Gaspare is still alive, because like I was a kid when Gaspare took over from Vince. I actually have a photograph of me. Vince used to dress up as Santa Claus every year, and there's a photo of me as a kid sitting on Vince's lap when he's dressed up as Santa Claus. They take photos, and like Gaspare was a young guy, and so I imagine he's probably not a young guy anymore. And here's the thing about this place, Gaspare's, you will love this. Those of you who know old Italian restaurants will know this. Gaspare's still had booths, and they had the little personal jukeboxes. You know, the little ones, like the little ones with the little, little personal jukebox with the little flip pages with the little things and the little buttons that you would press. And it was all like Dean Martin. It was like Volare. It was like It was all of that. It was like Dino and Frank. It was all of that. I'm still sentimentally just going, yeah. Yeah. The diner jukebox at the table, the flip menu. Thank you, flip menu. That's the one. And not only do they have the flip menu, the jukebox at the table, right? They also had a trellis on the ceiling with plastic grapes hanging from the ceiling with like little vines and like fake bottles of wine in like a wicker or whatever it was, like sort of woven holders. Now, those were from Vince's time, and I don't know if Gaspari has ever gotten rid of them, but they were like ancient fake grapes from probably a long time ago. You know what I mean? Yeah, Chianti. It was like, they ordered a second road. They have a second. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. I'm just looking right now, and there's a photo, and I'm seeing Gaspari. There's a photo of Gaspari with this massive giant pizza. But there's also, it looks like a YouTube video, and it's the owner talking, and the owner is not Gaspari, it's Daniel Indelicato. And the thing about that is, I don't know if Daniel is his son or what that's about, but I think it actually might still be in the family. It says here, sorry, we can't go till I tell you about it. It says, Gaspari's Pizza House, an Italian restaurant in San Francisco, first opened in '85. That's a little bit unfair because it was Vince's beforehand, and they like there's a transfer ownership, but it's fine. It is owned and operated by Gaspare, Robin, and family. In 2007, Daniel, it's his son, followed in the family footsteps and opened and operates our second location, Gaspare's Pizzeria and Restaurant Bar in San Rafael. We have great employees who have been with us for many years and are greatly appreciated. I need to go back. Best pizza in the Bay Area. Homestyle cooking, their lasagna is delicious. Romantic setting and ambiance, family-style dining at very reasonable prices. We also serve a variety of pasta dishes, veal, chicken, seafood, vegetarian, and gluten-free dishes. San Rafael and San Francisco menus vary slightly from each other. We are proud to serve the best homemade food and desserts. The entire menu can be prepared for pickup orders to go. The San Rafael. Oh, there's a picture of Gaspare. Everybody. I need to go back and say hi and see them. It's been a long time, and I need to say hey. But that would also require going to San Francisco, which you know how it is. Yeah. Yeah, you all know what I'm talking about. Yeah. And actually, it says, I could talk about Praetor a bit later today and explain what Praetor actually is. I did translate a comic best of my ability that explains them too. Oh, good. Share it. They have a lot of history. It's a great explanation why people adventure. So many RPGs do not explain why people adventure. Yes, I have a lot of thoughts about like adventuring, what that means, and really you should probably do like the Italian conditore, but not the point. We gotta go. It's 9:30, and I want to thank you for like hanging out with me. What a lovely stream. Look, it's been a lot of heavy work, and once we get off the stream, I need to go order food. I think I'm gonna get pizza, and then also do a lot of prep for Traveler, and then also I've got to do like work email. I've got a lot of work to do. And I don't get to do things for myself very often when it gets this heavy. I think I'll probably get some time a little bit later. And so me playing these video games with you all is doing things for myself. So thank you for hanging out with me and chatting with me and keeping me company and figuring out what we're going to do. And you can find me next. That's what we have to do. So the next place you can find me is in a half hour. I'm going to be in the Discord watching the Critical Role. So if you want to hang out and watch Critical Role and chat with us, that's a good thing. Friday, which is tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, will be episode 2 of The Gamblers, our Pirates of Drynecks campaign. They're going to arrive on number 1 for the first time. Also, side note, the week after, we're not going to have the Gamblers because people are like not going to be there, which means maybe I'll do a solo RPG in 2 weeks. I don't know if Lindy's around, maybe we'll finally do our showdown where we try to murder each other. If she's not around, then maybe I'll do a solo RPG. Maybe I'll do numbers. Maybe. We'll see. Something interesting. Yeah, maybe we'll do like numbers game. We will do something interesting. Maybe we'll do I'll figure it out. I can't think about it right now, but we'll do it. And then Saturday at noon, I'll be playing The Outer Worlds. We're getting really close. I feel like we're going to finish that last DLC, and then we're off to Endgame. And then Sunday at 8 p.m. over at Praxigo, the Smithoria's channel, will be Carousel Court. We're in Arc 2. And I am pretty excited. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to go and be all in hair and makeup. And then Monday. I do not know if we have Vampire on Monday. Actually, I do not know. I don't know. We might have Vampire over at Wandering Dame's channel at 8:30 p.m. on Monday. If so, I'm excited because it'll be if we do good, because I knew we were supposed to have like a week off, but I think that must have been last Monday, right? So we're all coming back for season 4. Is that right? Are we in season 3 or 4 now? Season 3. Season 3. Season 3. And we've had all these interludes. Big things are happening. It's all shenanigans and outrageousness. So I'm really excited to see what happens. I mean, like, be there, everybody. It's going to be amazing. So that's our stuff. And yeah, that's our business. Yes, Krillin says, I found the website. Is that Gaspada next to the woman in the middle? Yes, that's Gaspadi and Robin. That's them. They're much older than when I was 12. Trooper, you just came back from the left coast. You just have to wait a few months at least. Yeah. Okay, so Denise Nakatsu did to me, it's true. And you can find me at Trooper SJP on Blue Sky, here on Twitch, and also on YouTube. You can find me over at Academic Foxhole on Patreon, also Twitter, and we have a merch store, which is like academicfoxhole.fourthwall.com, but it's or academicfoxholeshop.fourthwall.com, and there's some really cool merch in there that we've got, both our Gamblers merch from seasons 1 and 2, and our new Crash Jones merch, which is awesome, like our great cup. And I recommend getting it if you want it. If you don't want it, don't get it. But if you do want it, do get it. And, you know, we're going to go and like plan around I've got to talk to Josh about getting some good art for the next one, for the last one we just did, the Library of the Dead. And I've got to figure out what we're going to do for our next Gamblers merch. Anyway, good stuff, right? That's it. So I'm going to go eat. Thank you so much. You are adorable. I love you all. We've got the Gamblers this week, and next week I've got to think about what we're going to do something. I'm going to check out Numbers Game. We're going to do I'm going to do a solo something, and we're going to do something cool. That's it. Okay. Yes, maybe. We'll see. Anyway, I'm going to go. I will see you in 10 minutes on 24 minutes over at Critical Role, and I adore you all, and I will catch you all on the flip side. And I need my there you go. I needed my foot pedal. So that's it. I'm gonna go get some food. I'm gonna get a pepperoni pizza because I deserve a pepperoni pizza. Goodbye, everybody. Bye.